What is going on, you guys? MissedThePart here, back again with another really interesting video. And before we get into this video, make sure to check out all my past videos so you guys are all up to date with plot leaks, news, and all the breakdowns, because you guys are going to get a bit confused. But anyways, guys, hopefully you did. And let's get into the recent stuff that I want to talk about. I find this plot leak to be really interesting that we got on Reddit, because it does go over things about cloning, and I thought I had to make a really in-depth video talking about cloning and my thoughts on what actually this could be, and the part where it talks about how Oscorp is taking cloning DNA to build super soldiers and spawning new villains in Spider-Man's rogue gallery. It really makes you wonder if there's something more to the rumor and the story. Now take this with a pinch of salt, but the rumor could suggest villains like the Jackal and maybe even a clone of Ben Reilly, Spider-Man's clone from the 90s comics. And I feel like this theory could be true because after the battle with Doc Ock and Spider-Man, they could have recovered blood from the fight, and maybe that is why they're making clones. So it's very interesting how we are seeing the bigger thing than what it actually could be. The clones could have something to do with Spider-Man, because I really don't know how it wouldn't. And even with the sensational Spider-Man suit missing in Marvel's Spider-Man, maybe they were going to save Ben Reilly in the video game, because Spider-Man's white advanced suit is really similar to the Scarlet Spider's version 2 suit. And with the plot leak saying something goes wrong and Spider-Man needs to fight a new villain, it could even be other clones like Kane or new clones that, you know, they're making. But to see something like this in Marvel's Spider-Man 2 wouldn't really surprise me, because with Peter being Spider-Man for 8 years and in the timeline, this would actually be a really good area for Insomniac to introduce the version of the clone saga, and maybe even have Doc Ock take over one of those cloned bodies to become the superior Spider-Man. After I read the plot leak, I felt like this really needed to go into a deeper dive, because I was reading it and I was just like, there's something with the cloning that just doesn't seem right. And if it's true, I feel like cloning could have something to do with Spider-Man and a whole lot of other stories, because, you know, Harry Osborn and the symbiotes, yes, that was teased, but is that really going to be the story? Like, could we actually have something more here? I would like if they did something like this, and even if they had a boss fight with like Kane or Ben Reilly, I think that would just be really cool for me. And it's hard to like see Oscorp just making like soldiers out of clones, like with machines and stuff. Like, I just really don't see it happening. Like, I could see that maybe they're doing that for a little bit to like build an army, but like if they're going to introduce clones, I think they should really have clones of like Spider-Man, because it really would make sense for the storyline. And they could even have Miles Warren, like they could introduce his character, and maybe he could even work at like Oscorp, because in the comics and the animated cartoon, that scientist played a big role with Spider-Man's clone saga, because he created, in the 90s cartoon, he actually created Ben Reilly, but the Jackal actually created the clone. So it's really crazy how they could do this with the clone saga. But anyways, let me know what you think about the possibility of seeing Spider-Man clones and what this whole cloning thing could be with Oscorp, and, you know, what they're doing at the end of the day. And I think seeing Ben Reilly show up in Marvel's Spider-Man 2 actually would just be really interesting. Like, I would love to see that happen, guys. But anyways, as always, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and do make sure to subscribe, like, share, and turn your notifications on so you and your friends are all up to date with the latest content. But anyways, as always, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.